absolutely love this shade. It's my favorite one this season. What? A DIY girl can also love makeup. I have too many lipsticks, said no one ever. But when I'm rummaging through my lipsticks on my vanity or in my makeup bag, I have to pick up certain ones to look at the color and the codes to see if I'm picking up the right one, if I want that one for the day. And that can be like a time waster. So I've got a DIY project to add some organization to your lipstick collection. The materials and tools that you will need for your DIY lipstick organizer or display unit is a cordless drill, some spray paint or paint of your choice. I'm using spray paint, and a wood sealant. Your lipsticks, 2 Spade drill bits for wood in 2 different sizes, 22 mils and 25 millimeters, a pencil and tape measure, clear glue adhesive, a copper T-piece fitting, some sandpaper, and a sander's block. And don't forget, you'll need a handy clamp. And last but not least, this huge pine wood post. No, you don't need all of it. I'm going to use the rest of it for future DIY projects. All you need is an offcut of about 200 millimeters. So I'm just going to go to my miter compound saw, cut it to size. At most hardware superstores, like Builders, they have a wood cutting service for you, so you can get this pine wood cut to size and leave the store with it in hand. But I'm going to cut it here in my DIY studio, so I've set up my compound miter saw. First, always, safety first. There's a lot of sawdust and bits of wood flying all over the place, so please protect your eyes and your hands. So how I'm protecting my hands is I'm making sure that my hands go nowhere in this no hand zone here that they've marked out clearly for you on this miter compound saw. First, let's measure our 200 mils on the edge of the post over here, make a marking, and my compound miter saw has a fancy laser, so I'm going to line up that laser with my marking to ensure for a straight cut. Okay, so there is my line, my laser line. Make sure that your piece of wood, whatever you're cutting, is flush against the fence, and then I line that up with my measurement mark. Use the clamp to clamp the wood down. I also have supporting structures on the other end of my workstation. Make sure that the post is supported. So here is our wood piece cut to size, 200 mils. It's a bit sharp on the edges, so all I'm going to do is use the sander block over here with some sandpaper. 80 to 100 grit should be fine. Let's place it in. Now when using a sander block, it just gives a little bit more control and protects your hand from sanding. Okay, so my sandpaper is secured in my sander's block, and all you do here is just want to smooth the rough edges and the sharp edges before I start working with this block of wood. Oh, wow, as you can see already, this block of wood is looking that much better. I've rounded off the sharp edges and just gave it a nice smooth sanding. Right, so it's time to get measuring. What I mean by measuring is plan out your project. It's always important, don't just go ahead and drill holes. We want to make sure that our lipsticks fit this piece of wood. Now you can also measure this with the tape measure if you want, but at the same time, eyeballing it, it's one of my sayings, is always a good thing, because I'm going to trace the diameter of these lipsticks, and I've also already measured the diameter of the lipstick with the 22 mil Spade bit, which means that the lipstick will go in the hole that the Spade bit makes.
Just a light tracing with a pencil is needed, and you do exactly the same for the rest of the lipsticks.
Okay, so my Spade drill bit is inserted securely into my drill. Set that aside. I just want to show you, take into account the thickness of your work. I want more of my lipstick over here to stick out. So I want at least that much to stick out. So I'm only going to drill the hole that much. Why? Because I can easily grab it and put it back into this DIY organizer. All right, so what I'm going to do is do the measurement over here, not to the tip, but to where the spade starts. So I need to stop drilling at this mark over here, grab some tape. It's a nice little trick. You can also do this when drilling into walls and hanging things up. So I know when it hits, when the wood hits that marking over there, I stop drilling. Nice and secure, grab my drill bit. Be careful, no playing around. Look at this, guys. Again, safety. I mean, these goggles, don't I look cool? It's a necessity as well. And I'm gonna make sure I hover my body perpendicular with the drill. I have utmost grip and control because you don't want it wobbling around like that. Otherwise your hole is not gonna be crisp and clean cut. So, and remember guys, slow and steady wins the race. Don't speed this. Perfect. Okay, the holes are done. Look how nicely the lipsticks go in. And you know what guys, you can really stop here at this project and leave it like that, standing up straight. But I want to add a bit more pizzazz to my project. This is where the copper T-piece fits in. So I'm going to do a quick marking over here of where I want my T-piece fitting to sit and how I want it angled. So I've just made a marking of where I want to drill the hole for our little backing over here. There it is, going to clamp it down, change my bits to a bigger drill bit. I'm using the 25mm for this one. Let's get going.
This step is optional, but adding the copper T-piece will give the organizer a slight angle. Nice!
All right, our T-piece fits. Unclamp that, take the cool glasses off. So that is the hole we made there. There are the deeper holes for the lipsticks. As I said, you can leave it like this if you want, but I want to give it a nice wood stain just on the edges. But where the lipsticks face, I think I'm going to spray that in a nice metallic rose gold, just to give a bit of bling. So here's the fun part, we get to make this look pretty.
Spray painting tips. Always spray paint in a well-ventilated area and cover the parts of the project that you don't want spray painted with tape and newspaper. Remember to spray paint in light horizontal or vertical strokes and let one coat dry before applying the next coat. This wood stain is so easy to apply. All you need is a rag and you apply it to the rag and then rub it on the surface of the wood. That easy. It dries relatively quickly. No mess, no fuss. You can add 1 to 2 coats of the wood stain depending on your desired finish. To glue the copper T-piece fitting into the shallow hole that we drilled at the back of our organizer, all I'm doing is placing a general amount of clear adhesive. Set it aside for 24 hours to allow the glue to fully dry.
And there you have it, your DIY organizer and display unit for all your favorite lipsticks. It was easy to make, inexpensive, and it's just so contemporary looking. Look at that, you can grab your favorite lipstick and see what color you want to wear for the day. Mwah! So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe and share this video with other girls who need a bit of organization in their lives. And you can follow me at DIYwithelle on all social media and watch my other videos. I've got more DIY projects coming your way.